What is going on, peeps? All right, so disclaimer, I am not an attorney, tax advisor, or financial advisor. Please consult with the real professionals. The following is my own opinion and my opinion only based on my own research. I will share this information with you that I find with you and encourage you to read it or listen to the information so that you could form your own opinions. Just want to throw that out there real quick. All right, what's going on in the world of Iraq? Very interesting, very, very interesting. I'm kind of torn about how I feel about what's going on. I told you before. Well, let's get into this, okay? Real quick, you guys, take a look at, and once again, crypto is slowly creeping up, except for I don't know what's going on with Bitcoin. They're being a little stubborn, considering we're about 3 weeks away from having, they need to make some type of run, and I mean a serious run. In order for them to be worth mining again, they need to increase in value about $10,000 more. If that happens, you're going to see a run on the rest of the cryptocurrencies. They will all go up alongside. Okay, the Dow is down. Okay, so let's see here. Also, in case you didn't know this, I have a Facebook group with the same name as my YouTube channel, Pimpy's Investment Chat. I will leave a link in the description, and I will encourage you all to come follow us in here. In here, we talk about everything from the Iraqi Dinar to the Vietnam Dong, the Zim dollars, talked about cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, along with other investment situations. Anyways, it's free to come join. Doesn't cost anything. As a matter of fact, I know a lot of you guys do pay for Patreon. Here's the thing. You can come into this group. It is free. A lot of information that we share in here comes out of those groups as well. So why not come and get it for free? Okay. Let's get into Iraq real quick. This is interesting. So Brent prices are chasing American crude. So Brent prices continue to collapse on Tuesday, tracking U.S. crude prices. So basically what has happened is this. If you were asleep in the last day, we saw oil prices over here in America severely dropped. It went from, I think, somewhere about $32, $37 a barrel to negative $37. And what that means is we have so much of it. We have a surplus of it. We have no place to store the oil. There's so much of it. And because of that, it is costing shareholders money to store the oil because there's not enough room for it. Okay, so this article goes on to talk about it. On Monday, U.S. oil future prices turned negative for the first time in history. It turned to a negative $37.63 a barrel as dealers sold heavy due to the rapid filling of storage facilities at the main delivery center in Cushing, Oklahoma. This almost looks like we are on the verge of the so-called petrodollar collapsing. So, again, for those of you who are not keeping up with the Joneses, we know that Trump wants to move us into a gold-backed fiat currency, back into the gold standard. We also know that he recently had a conversation with the president of Mexico regarding gold. Now, for those of you who don't know this, when this new president came into office, he did an open letter to Trump, trying to encourage Trump for his country and our country to start using silver for their coins again. What this does is it takes the wealth away from the bank and puts it back in your hand because the currency you're holding actually has value. It will have silver value. Okay? So that's what they're talking about doing. Now, as far as the gold itself, I have no idea, but I'm sure it's going to be used as some form of gold standard. Now, why it's important for the petrodollar to crash? There are a few things that need to happen. We need to get away from the petrodollar because the petrodollar makes the US dollar too strong and makes us less competitive out there in the trade world. Okay, also our currency is used as a reserve dollar. Now, I already know there's a lot of people going, there's no way in hell the United States would give up this much control and this much power. Yeah, they would if you're Trump. Trump realizes that over the decades, the powers that be have abused this power and have used it to wage wars and do regime change around the world and put in office those people who think like they do, which is to push everybody into a new world order, whether you believe in it or not. Look over here, new world order beyond Corona. So don't say the New World Order isn't out there. It is out there, and this is exactly who Trump is fighting. So to move us into the gold standard, we already know this is something that China, Russia, India, Brazil had all talked about doing. As a matter of fact, you could go to this Silk Road gold mining charts and go look at how much gold they have been storing on since 2008. It's a ridiculous amount of gold. So I think we're almost in a position to do so. And the other thing it is, we have to do something about the debt that we have. In order for us to move into gold standard, in order for prices not to be ridiculous, somehow, some way, it magically has to be paid down, our national deficit and our trade deficit. Well, how's that going to happen, Pimpy? It can happen one of two ways. Either we just do debt forgiveness and get rid of the debt altogether, or somebody changes the rate and allows people to give another boom into the economy, and we start using that money that we have stored away, those little Iraqi dinars, in our banks here and trade it in and get a lot of this debt removed. Okay, now, as a person that's a gold and silver holder, I prefer they don't get rid of the debt, because what happens is when we go to the gold standard, they will take the world accumulation, the debt accumulated around the world, and then divide it into how much physical gold has been mined. That will give you your new value of gold, okay? And let me show you something real quick here, because some people ask me about this. Now, if you go to your national debt clock, you can kind of see where they're saying the gold and silver price should be at the moment. Okay, let me show you. So for those of you who've never seen this before, this is our national debt clock. This is our national debt. But if you scroll down here, you will see gold and precious metals, okay? So let's just go into here, because although it shows right here, let's see, this specifically targets the gold and silver market. So what they're saying right now is, based on what we got out there as far as debt concerned, the real value of gold should be $2,422 per ounce if we go back to the gold standard. That's what this means right here. So gold per ounce should be $20,075 if we go back to the gold standard. Now, this is based on the reported, let me emphasize that, the reported amount of debt. This reported amount of debt right here. We all know that this is not accurate at all, okay? This is not accurate. This is probably most likely 4 to 5 times that amount. We'll find out. But if that's the case, and it is 4 to 5 times that amount, that means this changes over here itself to 4 to 5 times its amount, okay? So right here, look at this. The reason why this is interesting, because only up to a few years ago, they would just report whatever the spot market was. They're not doing it no more. Now they have a ratio in here. Okay, a dollar to silver ratio and a dollar to gold ratio. That changed only a couple of years ago. As a matter of fact, I think it changed once Trump got in office. This now reflects what our value of silver and gold would be if we go back to the gold standard. So $2,422 per ounce for silver, $20,075 per ounce per gold. That's where a lot of these people making these predictions get this from. It shows you right here in the national debt clock. So I thought I would just share that with you. Okay, so anyways, we got to get away from the petrodollar. I know there's a lot of people out there going, it's not going to happen. They refuse to give up this kind of power and control. I get it. I agree. When the wrong people were in control, okay? So let's get over here to the Iraqi news and what is going on. Here we go. So looks like the parliament will hold a session to give confidence to Kazemi's government next Tuesday. So they didn't do it today. They are going to do it next Tuesday. Now here's my question. I believe Ramadan starts what, on Friday? This Friday or Saturday? So they're waiting until the following Tuesday to do business? Or would that just be another excuse for them to delay at least another month? Okay? So, members of the Al-Fatah Alliance, confirmed on Tuesday that the parliament will hold a session granting confidence to the government of the Prime Minister-designate Kazemi next Tuesday. The Fatlawi, there we go, said in a statement on Tuesday information that Al-Kazami will submit an official request to hold a session of granting confidence during the next 2 days, noting that he has completed a large portion of his government and his political consultants are still ongoing with the blocks to achieve the passage of his government within Parliament. Okay, so this is interesting, because there's kind of some mixed things going on here. If you remember last time, not Alawi, but the one before that, which is, I think it was Mahdi. When Mahdi was trying to get his government in there, he had most all of it in there, but was missing a couple of members. It seems to me like Kazami is actually trying to get all his members in place to be voted on, instead of trying to piecemeal it over time, okay? So we will see where this ends up, okay? So I told you so far, so good, but I'll show you another article coming up that's very interesting. Members of the Kurdish delegation met with Al-Kazami. We know about this. They've been there for the last few days. They have submitted their paperwork. They have their request. They just want to make sure that Iraq is going to stick to the laws that they pass in their constitution and honoring the paying of the salary as well as Article 140. Okay, so as long as they do this, I think the Kurds are pretty happy with what's going on. Okay, so that's very interesting. So here we go. Okay. The former Deputy Prime Minister, Arji, on Tuesday, the reason behind the delay in the announcement of the government for Al-Kazami to the differences of the conflicting blocks of ministries and sites. So, the reason why they're not holding the election, or why they didn't hold the election, is because, again, there are some hurdles being put in front of Kazami. And as you could probably guess, you're right. They are the Iranian-backed parliament members. Look at this. The Al-Sadr alliance marks difficulties facing Kazami and the latter postponement to the request granted for his confidence in his government. So, Sadr's people, just like they did the last 2 times, these are your Iranian-backed politicians. This is the Iranian-backed voting bloc. They are already making it difficult for the Prime Minister to designate Al-Kazami, while the Al-Fatah coalition headed by Amari indicated that Kazami had postponed a request to the parliament to give confidence in his government. So Sadr's people are already in there. Now here's why I'm mixed. I do want a PM to get in there. I do want a government to get in there because I want some stability in there for the Iraqi people. I'm really hoping wherever the PM is in there, we'll do whatever is right for the Iraqi people. Now, having said that, I've said that many times, and I really want that to happen. I want some stability there. So, having said that, I'm also kind of mixed because the truth of the matter is, if these people block this nominee to the office, this then would give the president the right to dissolve the parliament based on the articles of the Constitution. And I prefer they do that. I prefer that they dissolve the parliament because the largest voting bloc is made up of Iranian-backed politicians. So this would be a good way to push these Iranian-backed politicians out of there so that we could get the right politicians in there, okay? So what we're looking for is some stability in Iraq. Now, what I'm going to talk about now, the only thing it has to do with the rate changes is, it only has to do with how the currency can be strengthened and hopefully increase over time. So we need a stable government in there. We need a government that's going to, please the protesters, and the protesters will stop protesting. There would be some stability there because right now the protesters have chased out a lot of outside investors who are worried about a civil war or another proxy group coming in like ISIS did and taking over the country. Right now, they're coalition fighters as well as some special forces fighters for Iraq have really been knocking the crap out of ISIS over there. So it's a good sign. So we need some stability over there, okay? We need a government to get in there. We need outside investors to come in and invest in Iraq. Iraq is a country that I look to invest in long-term as well. So not just when the rate change thing happens, I'm also going to look for any type of mutual funds. If I feel like Iraq has finally became stable and they have settled down and they start their infrastructure and the country starts rebuilding, this is definitely going to be one of the economies that are going to boom. Okay, just like I said, when it came to Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and all them, I anticipate over the next 5, 10, 15 years to see a huge economical boom with them as well. So any type of mutual funds that cover these are exactly what we're going to be looking for. Okay, so that's what's going on. Trump thinks the oil prices are very excited. So Donald Trump announced that he intends to take advantage of the unprecedented collapse in crude oil prices, which he describes as very exciting, in order to fill the strategic reserves of the United States. Well, here's the thing. Our reserves are full. They are full. Okay? Trump and his administration hope to add up to 75 million barrels of oil to the reserves to be filled within the first time in a long time. Okay, well, get him in there, Trump. Gosh dang it. Because look at, here's what happened. The price of the West Texas Intermediate Oil Barrel, the WTI, fell sharply during Monday's trading session, falling more than 306% to its lowest level in its history. This is what I was telling you people. Man, there are some opportunities for you guys to buy on the dip. There's a lot of things going on thanks to the coronavirus. This is probably going to be one of the largest transformation of wealth we have ever seen for more than one reason. So this is an opportunity for you guys to pick up on shares of stocks that are dirt cheap that will inevitably go back up. And that's just my opinion. So Trump is looking to move this oil. Well, heck, Trump, for the WTI, they're paying people to take their oil away. All right, so go ahead and take that and get it over there and fill up our reserves. Okay, so other than that, that's about it. We're keeping an eye on Kazami. Kazami is looking for next Tuesday to go ahead and get voted into office and get the confidence of his government. Let's hope that passes. But the other part of me goes, I hope they don't pass, because I want the parliament to be dissolved. Hit the like button if you agree we want the parliament to dissolve. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, because this would be an interesting move. All right. Also, yeah, I like this. This is a lot. And this is why I keep encouraging you guys to store up and stock up on gold and silver. Find your goal. Get your goal for your Iraq dinars and dongs and all that, but definitely want to get back into investing in gold and silver, because this will be the projected price per ounce for gold and silver if we go back to the gold standard. And for those of you who are Q followers, we already know that Trump said we're going back there, so we're going to look for that. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Leave the thumbs up button. Talk to you later. Bye.